Hi, my name is Eddie Liu. I'm a technical sales leader in IBM Malaysia. My role is to inspire new solutions that can innovate our clients' business and to drive effective digital engagements. Before we get started on this Conquering Enterprise Modernization series of virtual workshops, I wanted to take a few minutes to thank you for joining us today and to tell you a bit more about IBM CoDE, which stands for Center of Digital Excellence. IBM CoDE is to springboard an enablement platform and ecosystem to ideate, discover, explore real pilot use cases, to develop minimum viable products, and apply suitable technology, and to provide sandbox for enterprises, developer community, and to our business partners. And we have lined up a series of workshops and other activities to help accelerate your organization's digital transformation journey around key technologies like cloud, data, AI, blockchain, and cybersecurity, no matter they are in foundational, growth, or future in their maturity journey. And our goal is to share IBM's vast technology knowledge with the local talents in Malaysia and to bring the entire platform to a new level to benefit the country, their roles in their organization, and the overall economy. Thanks again for your time. I won't keep you from the workshop any longer. I hope to see you in person at IBM CoDE very soon, and when the pandemic is at a safe level. Let me pass this stage to Zul, who will be your MC today.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this exciting virtual event. My name is Zul, and I'll be your host for today. Today's virtual workshop, Supercharge Your Threat Response Capability, is organized by IBM CoDE. The IBM Center for Digital Excellence, or CoDE, is a facility in Kuala Lumpur that allows you to come in and get hands-on experience with technology and speak with experts. We will begin with an introduction by Ken Liang Wu from IBM Security, who will give us an overview of cybersecurity threats towards enterprise systems and devices and how IBM Security suite of products can help businesses deal with it. This will be followed by a session on Watson Intelligence by Robin Pang, the security tactical sales and a demo showcase of a typical threat actor versus the SOC by Liang Yang Loy, the ASEAN Security Software Segment Leader. After that, Ken Liang will share how you can start your journey with them, followed by a tech segment by Robin. There will also be a question and answer session after the presentation featuring IBM subject matter experts and moderated by Andrew Martin, the AOPG Group publisher. So, without further delay, I will now pass it over to Ken Liang to begin.
Hi, my name is Wu Ken Liang, and I am the IBM Security Country Sales Leader for Malaysia. Today, we are facing unprecedented times during this COVID-19 pandemic. We have adopted a new way of life and new ways of working, but one thing that will always remain a constant, which is cyber criminals targeting organizations, small and large, individuals, and the huge quantity of industrial and consumer devices seeking to control your personal data and systems for malicious intent. Cybercriminals are exploiting security teams that simply have too much to do, managing multiple teams, vendors, alerts and cases, regulatory compliance, upskilling personnel, budgeting, as well as increasing infrastructure complexity. Hence, organizations need to have a modern, open, and unified approach to security. We can help you to achieve that by addressing 4 key areas. That is align, protect, manage, and modernize. First, we will need to align your security strategy to your business to effectively address any gaps, compliance, and enhancements most suitable to your needs. Secondly, you will need to protect your digital users, assets, and data, while you efficiently manage defenses against growing threats. And in the final step, you will need to continuously modernize your security with an open multi-cloud platform. But why IBM? Because only IBM can combine thousands of experts with the industry's first open security platform, artificial intelligence-driven technology to reduce time and effort, and the largest security ecosystem in the world. Underneath each are core examples of how our differentiation really comes to life, with our industry-trusted expertise and unique command centers, with the openness and modern UX of our Cloud Pak for security. Artificial intelligence to detect threats and automate policies, and most importantly, like our important initiatives, like our founding of the Open Security, CyberSecurity Alliance. We're proud of all these examples. It's what sets us apart from other security vendors. No other security vendor can bring this level of depth and breadth together like what we've done. Now, you need a common control plane where teams can openly connect data and workflows. This enables shared data, analytics, and common services that can break down the silos between teams and tools across threat management, data security, and identity and access management. It's also imperative that you have an open ecosystem and modular capabilities that give organizations the flexibility to adapt as to your needs. IBM Security is unique. We are the only security vendor that is also a cloud company. Only IBM Security has the industry's broadest and most complete security portfolio to help transform your security program. Just to give you a taste of what we have in our portfolio, our strategy and risk solutions are not only delivered by our consultants out in the field, but also through our security command centers, so that you can build a proactive and pervasive security culture that's prepared to respond to potential threats. IBM's threat management solutions combine the best orchestration capabilities from our security operation centers to our premier security information and event management platform, SIEM, where QRadar is the centerpiece, offering a single pane of glass to identify, detect, manage, and contain threat vectors. Additionally, our QRadar SIEM platform is tightly integrated to the resilient security orchestration, automation, and response platform, designed to help your security team respond to cyber threats with confidence, automate with intelligence, and collaborate with consistency to everything that you need to find and eliminate threats. And our expansive digital trust solutions deliver data protection, such as Guardium data protection, multi-cloud encryption, and key lifecycle management. In the area of identity and fraud management, we have our class-leading Trustier Fraud Management and Verify suite of products that covers identity access management and governance, among others. For cloud and endpoint management solutions, we have our MAS 360 to cater towards securing various endpoints, especially in today's environment where bring your own devices is getting increasingly common. We hope that with our broad and world-class portfolio, you will be able to find the right fit of security solutions for your organization. I hope this brief overview helps you to start your security transformation journey towards securing your organization's key data and assets. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken Liang, for that detailed and insightful overview of cybersecurity. Next, Robin will share how AI and machine learning ties it all together to enable an SOC analyst to achieve quicker triage, analysis, and take mitigation steps.
Hi, my name is Robin Pang. I'm from Tech Sales from IBM Security Malaysia. So basically today's topic I would like to share about the person AI. So today's cybersecurity landscape today are becoming harder and harder to keep up. We are dealing with multiple core problems in the industry. The first is we are getting absolutely buried with data. As you can see, analysts today are only able to keep up with only 8% of information required in order to do their jobs. Next, we are leaving threats unaddressed. You can see about 93% of SOC managers don't triage all potential threats. That is 93% chance that even if the hacker gets into the system, the security team will not be able to notice. Finally, we are facing a scale of shortage. Approximately about 1.8 million jobs will be unfulfilled by year 2022. What this means to me, we do not have enough people in the industry to adequately to protect ourselves. Companies are struggling to identify and keep up with the cybersecurity, internal threats, and vulnerabilities in a timely manner, which are mainly due to manual process and human errors. Cybersecurity attacks are increasing at an unprecedented pace and becoming harder to detect. Operating system and software vulnerabilities in the endpoint devices was due to patches that are not being applied are another contributing factor to successful cybersecurity attacks. Many companies are working with limited or overwhelmed staff, and others are lacking in the expertise they needed to manage their SIEM security environment. The ever-growing cost of managing all these are compounding problems. Cybersecurity AI integrated SIEM security tools accurately identify and prevent attacks in a fraction of a time, and cause humans are capable using security automation. An intelligent SIEM could use cybersecurity AI and machine learning analytics to automate security tasks, or simply help accelerate security analysis by searching and reporting or trigger an alert. Knowing which bits of data to look for and where to look for it is one part of the equation. However, this cannot be successful if you do not have all your logs present and passed correctly. QRadar SIM is able to see all interconnected aspects of user communication in event logs and able to monitor both host and network changes. In QRadar SIM is able to correlate this information with cybersecurity AI and user behavior analytics to make almost real-time security assessment about the origins of the attacks. When they occur, which assets are affected, and who is conducting this attack. So QRadar SIM accurately inspects all your logs, determines relevancy, severity, and impact using an advanced rules engine that correlates with log information to provide into actionable intelligence. Compared to a human and a lesser SIEM, the difference is QRadar next generation SIM knows what it's looking for, how to look for it, inspect massive volumes of events and traffic with fewer resources. A human is very inefficient in performing these processes, which require routine research and perform sampling potential data sets. In today's cybersecurity, criminals are much more smarter than employees, and it's only a matter of time before they persistent find a way past your defenses. Whether it's a link or attachment in an email or from the web, it's only a matter of time before it happens, or it happens again and again. How many highly skilled security analysts do you want to hire to search through all your system, device, application, database, and network traffic logs to identify when an employee falls victim to a phishing scam, install ransomware or malware, or provide a log-on credential to a hacker? So do you have all these logs you need to investigate all IT assets that were affected? Do your security analyst knows all aspects of the breach so the correct targets are investigated? Have these devices and all your users being isolated from doing any more damage? Is there a known vulnerability that a software patch could have been prevented this exploit? And how did it take them to complete all these tasks? Cybersecurity is a 24/7 by 365-day job, and threats are occurring at an alarming rate. So, what we do to address this problem, which requires the power of AI and machine learning technology. It will scan for alerts and reports for security automation, efficiently pinpointing true threats and internal and external attacks. Most industry-leading SIEM tools out there do not have these inherent capabilities that needed to automate security tasks. The first thing it needs to do is to accelerate the analysis and triage process by automatically investing indicators of compromise, which means that our system will be doing 90% of the heavy lifting for us so that the analyst can triage the other remaining.
Thank you, Robin. We will now move to a demo session by Robin and Liang Yang.
Hi, my name is Yang and I'm from IBM Security. And today I'll be presenting to you how the hackers do it. As we have seen from the news coverage, we're seeing a lot of increase in the number of phishing attacks. So phishing attacks are basically attacks where the hackers send a fake link, a fake email, SMS to the user to either open up the attachment or to open up a link. And over here, in this case, on the right side, I actually have Kali Linux running. So Kali Linux is a hacker's machine. So they use Kali Linux as a computer system to launch all of these cyber attacks into the millions of users across the world. And a lot of your clients, your employees could be targeted by many of these hackers who could go after a lot of your data, right? Whether it is corporate data, personal data, and all this critical information. So on the right side, I actually have Kali Linux running already. And of course, as I mentioned, Kali Linux is an operating system that is built entirely for hacking. Or as you can see here, I have this cyber attack tool that I'm running. So there are hundreds of hacking software available on Kali Linux. So right now I'm going to go ahead and log in into this hacking software. All right. And once we log in, right, this software is called Browser Exploitation Framework, and it allows us to launch attacks directly against the users. All right. So over here on the left side, I have a browser. So what the hackers are doing is to target the browser, to go after the browser. Because on the browser level, right, whether you're coming from iPhone, Android devices, Chrome, Firefox, and so on, you are usually not being protected. All right, so a lot of the hackers have changed the way they're doing their hacking into targeting users at the browser level. All right, so instead of the operating system level or the software application level, they're now targeting the users from the browser level so that this gives them much quicker access to the personal and critical information of your employees, of your clients, as they access some of these critical services. So the left side now, the user has clicked onto the link sent by the hacker. Right? So in this case, on the right side, we can actually see all these IP addresses, all right, that the user, all right, who has clicked onto the hacking link. So if I clicked over here, we can immediately find out different kind of technical information regarding the user. So we can look at browser capabilities, whether they have Flash, whether they have PhoneGap, Real Player, do they have a PDF running over here. All right, so we can see all these different details and information, and we can launch very specific attacks directly against the user. So over here under commands, all right, we have hundreds of modules that we can run as part of a cyber attack. And as you can see, we have Chrome extension hacking, browser hacking, exploitation, and we even have social engineering attacks. So I'm going to click onto one of them called Google phishing. So when I click onto Google phishing over here, all right, as you can see, I'm going to read the description for you. All right, it says over here, this plugin uses an image tag to cross-site request forgery, the logout button of Gmail. All right, continuously the user is logged out of Gmail. Additionally, it will show the Google favorite icon and a Gmail phishing page. All right, so if I go ahead and click on execute, and if you watch carefully on the left side, I'm going to click on execute right now, and immediately the user gets brought over into a login page. So the user would think that, okay, perhaps I got signed out, perhaps I'm asked to re-log in, and they may enter their personal information. So in this case, I'm going to enter, for example, an email address. I'm going to enter the password, right? So I'm going to click on sign in, okay? So once again, going back into Kali Linux, all right, we'll be able over here to look at the user who has clicked and entered certain information, and immediately we can find out the username as well as the password. So once again, we can set and build up the entire hacking box very quickly to go after the user, right? Not only that, a lot of hackers are also embedding malicious code into Excel sheets, PDF document, Word documents, PowerPoint slides, Adobe, and so on. So many different kind of hacking techniques. And if you see over here, I've built one. All right, over here, as you can see, it's called salary.xlsm. All right, so again, very easy way where hackers could actually trick the users into opening up certain attachment. Maybe it's an invoice, maybe it's a purchase order, it is a salary, and all this confidential data. So the user, thinking that it is coming from a legitimate source, double click onto the file, and over here, once the file is open, immediately it splashes open, right? It says, "You've been hacked." And of course, a hacker is not going to be so kind just to show you a notepad message, but they're going to lock up your entire computer system and ask you for money, which is where the ransomware attacks are coming from. All right, and it's very easy for hackers or anyone with computer knowledge to build ransomware. All right, so in this case, it says you've been hacked. And how is it done? Right, again, if you go under the view, all right, and if you click under macros, you can click on view macros. And again, if I click on edit, all right, a very simple macro over here immediately allow us the ability to launch a notepad. All right, so of course, in a hacker's point of view, we'll be launching PowerShells, we'll be launching logout, we'll be launching locking of the entire computer system, we'll be installing further software, all right, to hijack into the system. So all these are the different kind of cyber attacks that the hackers can launch against, all right, many of your employees as well as your customers. So once again, all right, I'm going to hand it now over into the IBM security team, right, to show you how we can defend against many of this new type of threats that's surfacing more and more frequently across the world, so that you can learn how to protect yourself against all these new cyber attacks. All right, so thank you so much once again for your time.
Let me take you to the offense tab. So basically from here I can see there's a potential spam phishing event detected from the QRadar. So let me drill down to it. So after I drill down, so basically you will open up the offense 311. So basically you reflect the so-called the potential spam and phishing subject detected from multiple sending servers. So as I hover on the source IP, it will tell me the registered location. Alright, the physical location. It also tells the latitude and longitude as well, and it will also show the map. So for the victim, basically when I hover on the victim destination IP, I can understand that this IP is from the mail server, alright, and reside at the DMZ segment, which reside in United States. So let's drill down into the events. So from these 6 events, basically the first event was detected on 3rd December at 1:23 p.m. So first it was a mail exploit, followed by the mail policy violation. So after 2 hours, the attack came back again. So basically it was detected by our QN9 system. So to move more further so-called concrete whether there is an attack, so basically I can go into the Watson, alright, where Watson can give you the more broader and wider information on this attack. So let me click on the view investigation. So basically from the view investigation, QRadar bring me to the Watson tab. So from here I can see that it will so-called populate based on the MITRE attack tactics and technique. You're also able to give you the insight of it. So basically they say that there's 3 indicators were related to suspicious activity, and one of the indicator was active. So 2 files and 1 IP address has been found. So basically we need to check on all these 2 IP address. So I want to view in the graph relationship. So when I click on it, basically it will auto-populate the so-called the attack. So basically you can see that the blue line here basically all was Watson enriched. So I can see the attacker IP, all right, and also the victim IP. So it uses all these malware, all right, to do the phishing. So as an analyst, basically I can conclude that this is the how the attack was done. So what I can do is I can send to our resilient, all right, which is our SOA, to do the automation and respond.
Thank you, Robin and Liang Yang, for the demo. We'll now have Ken Liang sharing how you can get involved with IBM and their security offerings.
To begin your security transformation journey, we have in place 3 workshops designed to help you better understand the threats and penetration methods, assessing your current security posture, and build a security operating model framework. Best of all the workshops are offered at no charge to you. The first workshop is the Cybersecurity Hacking Workshop, Think Like a Hacker, where our expert consultant, who is a certified ethical white hacker, will demonstrate hacking techniques and provide an opportunity for you to ask for more information regarding hacking. Secondly, the Cybersecurity Assessment Workshop aims to take a high-level review of your environment based on the enterprise security technical architecture point of view, of which will be benchmarked against those of your peers in a personalized report that has observations and recommendations. The areas covered include security operations, database and application security, identity and access management, endpoint security and network security, and finally, governance and compliance point of view. Building on from the Cybersecurity Assessment Workshop, we are offering the Security Operating Model Framework Review, where we aim to help you build a robust security operating model that mitigates risks and prepares your organization to prepare for threats, defend and detect against breaches, and respond to and recover from incidents. We hope this can be a start to a fruitful partnership where we can help you in your security transformation journey. Thank you.
So remember, if you're looking to improve your threat response capability, IBM can help you. We will now have another presentation by Robin on the architecture, supported protocols, and standards.
The QRadar SIM provides flexibility on how it can be deployed. It offers several flavors, whether it's on an appliance or customer purchase server. You can also deploy it to your VMware or cloud. In a while, I'll be sharing the deployment from the basic, which is the all-in-one or AIO, to a more complex setup with many managed hosts. Let's take a look here. The all-in-one deployment setup. The all-in-one, also known as AIO in short. It can be deployed as an all-in-one security information event management appliance, which consists of the following: the event log processor, network traffic flow processor, the console, risk manager, the vulnerability manager, log manager, or even the log plus flow processor combination. The QRadar all-in-one appliance performs the following tasks. It collects events and network flow data, and then normalizes the data into a data format that QRadar can use. Second, it analyzes the store of the data and identifies discrete threats to the company. And it provides access to QRadar web application. The AIO comes with a default with 5,000 EPS and 200,000 flows licenses. Each SIM security QRadar appliance can be changed into a SOC role at any point in time. And additionally, SIM security QRadar appliance can be added for expansion. QRadar is very flexible and is able to scale up whenever it requires by adding nodes to cater the requirements. Let's take a look at the distributor setup, where the QRadar console, the event log processor, network traffic flow processor console, the risk manager, and the vulnerability manager are dedicated server or appliance. This is QRoC architecture. This is for our client who require software as a service, where the client will be subscribing the SIEM as a service. The solution will be reside in IBM Cloud, and the client requires to set up the data gateway, which is the event and flow processor, will be reside in the data gateway servers. The client devices log will send to the data gateway, with the data gateway will send to the event flow processor, and flow processor via an encrypted tunnel to QRoC server. QRadar HA features allows you to build redundancy into your deployment to defend against hardware failure. When deploying HA, you create a HA cluster consisting of a primary and a secondary node. Ideally, the hardware will be identical. The failover will take approximately about 3 to 10 minutes, depending on the hardware and the function in the deployment. Console will take the longest to failover since there are more services to restart. A virtual IP is shared between the two nodes in the cluster, and when a failover is detected, the surviving appliance assumes control of the VIP. This is a DR architecture setup, where you can add additional QRadar console in the DR location. In the event the DR incident, the DR console will take control of the managed host. This will explain how the raw and normalized event and flow are being forwarded during the DR failover. All the events from the primary data center deployments will be forwarded to the DR data center. During the failover, events need to be repointed to the DR data center. Then the DR data center will have historical data until the point the primary system went down. You can use the DNS to send the logs to virtual system IP, and all you have to do is to update the DNS record to repoint the data. This will allow the SOC analyst to continue to perform the monitoring and investigation.
Thank you, Robin, for your presentation. For those of you who have queries, we will now move to the question and answer session, which will be moderated by Andrew Martin, the AOPG Group Publisher, featuring IBM subject matter experts.